Welcome back to our channel, dear viewers. If you're a fan of unforgettable love stories and jaw-dropping celebrity moments, then you're in the right place. Today's video is going to take your breath away. We're diving into one of the most emotional and heartwarming moments in Korean celebrity history. Park Seo Joon gave this gift to Lauren Tsai at the altar. What happened next made everyone cry. From a stunning surprise at the wedding ceremony to an emotional twist that no one saw coming. This story has everything: love, art, tears, and a moment that touched millions around the world. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another update on your favorite stars. Now, let's get into this beautiful moment that's melting hearts everywhere. In a moment that felt more like a scene from a fairy tale than real life. Top Korean actor Park Seo Joon stunned not only his bride, Lauren Tsai, but also every guest at their wedding with an emotional and deeply personal gesture. The atmosphere at the luxurious wedding venue was already filled with anticipation and excitement, but what transpired at the altar transformed the ceremony into a breathtaking memory that left the entire room in tears. As the wedding march played and Lauren gracefully walked down the aisle in a custom hand-embroidered Dior gown, all eyes were on her. The American-Japanese model and actress, known for her artistic flair and ethereal beauty, radiated joy and grace. Park Seo Joon, dressed in a classic black tuxedo with a white rose pinned to his chest, stood waiting with a soft, emotional expression on his face. But what guests didn't expect was the surprise he had hidden behind that calm demeanor. A deeply meaningful gift that would soon break down even the most stoic of hearts. When Lauren finally reached him, Park Seo Joon didn't just take her hand. He pulled something from inside his jacket, a small velvet box, and gently opened it in front of her and the entire gathering. Inside was not just a ring. It was a delicate silver bracelet engraved with a message in both Korean and Japanese, honoring both of their heritages. But more than that, attached to the bracelet was a tiny charm, a miniature paintbrush. For those close to the couple, the symbolism was immediate. The paintbrush was a tribute to Lauren's background as a visual artist. In an emotional voice, Park Seo Joon turned to the guests and said, "From the moment I met Lauren, I realized she doesn't just see the world. She paints it, reshapes it, colors it with imagination. Today, I give her not just my heart, but this symbol, that I vow to always be the canvas for her dreams." The room fell silent. Lauren covered her mouth in disbelief, tears welling in her eyes. But that wasn't the end. The ceremony continued, and as the couple exchanged vows, Park surprised everyone again by pulling out a folded piece of paper from his pocket. What he read wasn't a traditional vow. It was a letter he had written after their first date, never shown to anyone. In it, he had detailed his instant connection with Lauren, his admiration for her artistry and soul, and a confession. "If I ever have the honor of marrying you, I will remind you every day that your voice, your vision, and your heart changed mine forever." By the time he finished reading, Lauren was visibly crying. The guests, many of whom included A-list celebrities and family members flown in from around the world, were seen wiping away tears. It was raw, unfiltered love on display, the kind rarely seen in the polished world of showbiz. As they exchanged rings, a subtle but powerful gesture occurred. Lauren took off a ring from her own finger, a family heirloom that had belonged to her grandmother, and slipped it onto Park's pinky. It was her way of saying, "You are part of my family now." Just as the officiant declared them husband and wife, the couple shared a kiss under a cascading floral arch, as the choir began to sing a Korean rendition of "Can't Help Falling in Love." At that moment, the venue's ceiling opened to release hundreds of white flower petals, showering the couple in a dreamy storm of blessings. But the most emotional moment came after the ceremony. As the couple walked hand in hand out of the chapel, a large screen behind them lit up. What played next caught even the couple by surprise. Lauren's parents, who were unable to travel due to health issues, had prepared a video message. They shared heartfelt stories about Lauren's childhood, her passion for art, and their overwhelming joy in seeing her find a partner like Seo Joon. Her father, choking back tears, ended the message with, "Park Seo Joon, thank you for seeing the masterpiece in our daughter. Please take care of her. She's our most precious painting." Lauren collapsed into Park's arms, sobbing. Even Seo Joon, often known for his calm and collected demeanor, was seen quietly wiping away a tear. The room echoed with sniffles and applause. The reception that followed was equally magical. Held in a moonlit garden decorated with lanterns and minimalist Korean-Japanese fusion decor, guests were treated to a 5-course meal inspired by the couple's favorite dishes from their travels together. The couple had even prepared a surprise performance, a duet of a song they wrote during their engagement period. Lauren played piano while Park Seo Joon sang, his voice shaking slightly with emotion. The lyrics spoke of distance, longing, connection, and finally, coming home to each other. Even longtime friends of the actor admitted they had never seen him so vulnerable, so happy, so in love. As the final notes of their first dance drifted into the night, the couple remained close, gently swaying under a sky lit with fairy lights and a full moon hanging above the garden like a silent witness to their story. The guests, still caught in the emotional tide of what had just transpired, gave them a standing ovation, not because it was expected, but because they had all felt something rare. Authenticity, vulnerability, and love in its purest form. The night continued with heartfelt toasts. Park Seo Joon's longtime friend and fellow actor, Choi Woo-sik, took the microphone and choked up as he shared stories of how Seo Joon had changed since meeting Lauren. He used to talk about scripts, projects, and ratings. Now he talks about meaning, colors, and growth. He found a muse, and in doing so, he found a new version of himself. Lauren's best friend followed, telling the crowd that Lauren, despite being a free-spirited artist, had always dreamed of a partner who wouldn't try to contain her, but who would walk beside her, admire her fire, and protect her without dimming her light. She told me once, the friend said, that if she ever married, it would be to someone who saw both the chaos and the calm in her, and still said, "Yes, this is the person I want to spend my life with." And today she found that person. As the guests dabbed at their eyes once more, the couple made a quiet escape from the crowd to a nearby glass conservatory hidden within the garden. Unknown to most, this space had been specially prepared by Park Seo Joon for one final surprise of the night. Inside, hanging from the ceiling, were dozens of small paintings Lauren had created over the years, moments of her life, emotions she never shared publicly. And right in the center was a blank canvas mounted on an easel, with a note attached: "Let's paint the rest of our lives together, one stroke at a time." When Lauren stepped inside and saw the display, she was overwhelmed. She fell into his arms again, whispering something no one could hear, but that made Seo Joon's eyes glisten once more. In that private moment, as cameras stayed respectfully distant, they embraced for what felt like forever. Not as celebrities, not as newlyweds surrounded by luxury, but simply as two souls who had chosen one another completely. What happened next was completely unscripted. Lauren picked up a brush that had been left beside the blank canvas and made a single stroke, a deep blue line across the center. She turned to Park, handed him the brush, and without a word, he followed with a bright red stroke intersecting hers. It was symbolic. Two lives, two stories, crossing paths to create something new. Soon after, the couple returned to the party, but they had one last announcement to make. Taking the stage again, Park Seo Joon held Lauren's hand tightly and said, "We've shared so much today, but we want to share one more thing. This isn't just the beginning of our marriage. It's the start of a promise we're making to all of you, to live with honesty, to support causes we care about, to protect our privacy but never lose our sincerity. You've seen our hearts today, and we hope we can live up to this love." Then Lauren added, with a soft smile, "And yes, we're already planning our next art exhibition, this time together." The audience erupted in cheers and laughter. It wasn't just a wedding reception anymore. It was a celebration of hope, creativity, and the power of connection. As the party finally wound down in the early hours of the morning, with guests slowly leaving and wishing the couple well, Park Seo Joon and Lauren Tsai stood at the edge of the garden, looking up at the sky, arms around each other. No more cameras, no more speeches. Just the stars, the quiet, and a bond forged through love and meaning. Back at home, fans stayed awake all night scrolling through updates, photos, and videos that had gone viral. One fan wrote, "This wedding healed me. It reminded me that love still exists, even in a world like this." Another tweeted, "I wasn't even invited, but I cried like it was my own family getting married. Thank you for sharing this moment, even from afar." And then came a post that perfectly captured the collective sentiment. This wasn't just a wedding. It was a masterpiece. Indeed, few celebrity weddings ever resonate beyond the glitz and glamour. But Park Seo Joon and Lauren Tsai had managed to create something timeless. A ceremony that merged art and heart. A story that proved some love stories don't just belong in dramas. Sometimes they're real. And as the couple disappeared from view, hand in hand, stepping into the rest of their lives, the world felt, even for just one night, a little softer, a little more magical, and infinitely more hopeful.